I mean, just the way you were able to catapult last year. I mean, people in Minnesota knew the kind of talent you had, but to really become that superstar, how are you feeling like building off of that year? Defensive Player of the Year, second MVP, but still that fuel to keep taking it another notch higher.
I think it's just the nature of like a competitive atmosphere that I'm in and the competitiveness of myself. You always want to keep building. Even though I had a good year last year, there's always things that you can improve on, things I wanted to get better at from last year, things I worked really hard at in the offseason and at Unrivaled. So I'm really looking to implement that for this year and excited to get the year started.
Yeah, Fee, what are specifically some of the things you were working on, and how did Unrivaled, even in a 3-on-3 situation, how did that help you improve those things?
One thing I really wanted to get better at was ball handling. Not necessarily to be like a guard where I'm trying to split people, but just to have a better feel for the ball so I can be stronger in the paint. And then, of course, like every year, my three, just getting really consistent at that. That's something that I've been working on for years and something I continue to work on, where I know that the more I can be consistent from three, the more it'll open up where I want to be, which is the paint.
Last season at this time, you were talking about how excited you were to have Courtney in here as like a true point guard. And you had a full season, all of Unrivaled. What's that relationship like, and how different is it this year, just knowing Courtney as a person and how she plays?
It's really nice. I feel like I've been playing with her for years already. She's kind of that personality where she makes you feel like really welcome pretty quickly. But I'm excited because last year, I mean, like you said, I was just meeting Courtney, like just playing with her for the first time, and you have to start at zero, just seeing where people like the ball, where she likes, where she likes to score, things like that. And now we're starting from such a higher place, especially because we played together at Unrivaled too, where we're just really comfortable with each other. We know where we like to be on the court, what actions we like. And so we're really hitting the ground running with that this year.
Just to ask about another player who was new last year and is one of the leaders of the team, Alana Smith, obviously had her best year as a pro, and there'll obviously be a lot of leaning on her a lot again this year. How have you seen her game grow over the short time that you guys have played together, and how much better do you think she can still become?
It's grown a lot. I think one thing I was really I didn't realize about Lane was her 3-point shooting ability. I remembered how tough she was in the paint because playing against her in Chicago, that's one of the things I told Cheryl, we need to get Lan because unassumingly, she's so hard to guard in the post. You didn't hear about her a lot. She was a little bit underrated, but I knew every time I played her, it was a really tough matchup. And those are the kind of people you want on your team. But I wasn't aware of how well that she's able to space the floor, and her decision-making with passing was also something I just didn't notice before. So that was awesome and something I've seen her grow in a lot.
Coach said the other day that you have more of an edge to you now than you've ever had. She sensed. Do you agree with that? And what does that kind of mean to you? I mean, because when you talk about taking your game to the next level, sometimes it's a mental approach too, right?
Yeah, I think honestly it's all mental. I really believe sports are 80-20 mental mindset and ability. And I do think there's been a shift. I mean, I've talked ad nauseum about last year. But I think just using it to my advantage, honestly, where it does give me that leg up where I want to push just that little bit more. I want to win just that little bit more and that's what it feels like. That's what it felt like when I was playing in Unrivaled, and I want to continue to keep that same mentality coming into the W season.
Fee, we know what the team goal is. Obviously, get back to the finals. What's some of your individual goals that you set for yourself to challenge yourself and push yourself during the season this year?
Honestly, I haven't thought about the individual goal. I'm so focused on the team goal, but I mean, I think it's going to be the same as always. I'm going out trying to help the team win, and that other stuff really comes after that. You have to first focus on the team winning. But Cheryl said last year, if you're, in the conversation of Defensive Player of the Year, we have a chance of winning. So I definitely want to keep that up for sure. The defense is something that I know needs to stay, and I want to be in the conversation for that again this year.
Fee, you've talked about your relationship with Lindsay before. Just how nice is it to have her in camp, and how much is she kind of helping on the background of just getting people even more comfortable with Cheryl's offense?
Yeah, it's awesome having Way here. I mean, just someone who's won so many championships and won them at this organization that we're playing at now is just so valuable. And you can see why she's one of the best point guards ever, just the way that she's explaining things, the things that she sees on the court. It's really cool to kind of see it from her perspective in the way that she's able to teach us that. So it's been really nice having her here.
I can't remember who it was. It was either BB or Lindsay talking about just how important unselfishness is with this team. And I was interested when you were talking about just that mental component too, and how that's still such a cornerstone for you as well, even with, you know, your career ascending, different accolades and more eyeballs on you, why that is still such an important piece to have while you still have that fire and like kind of that lethal finishing mentality and balancing all of that for the good of everyone.
Well, I think it just comes from, you know, if the team is not doing well, you're not going to get those individual accolades anyway. So what you're so selfish about, you're never going to even get it if you're not working for your team and helping them win. So the individual accolades aren't even my goal. The team stuff is my goal. And then again, just that the other stuff comes naturally. But what I want is, you know, a championship. So if I get those other things, it doesn't really matter.
Thank you, Fee.
Thanks.